So, candied peel. Sounds a little bit old-fashioned. It is a bit old-fashioned, but it's a really good ingredient to have in your store cupboard. So, this is the peel from about 10 or 12 large navel oranges. Now, whatever you've got doesn't really matter. Some of these I've cut into kind of sticks, about 1/2 inch wide by 2 inches or thereabouts, and the rest are kind of cubish, 1/2 inches. You could go smaller if you want to, but I prefer them a little bit chunkier. So these have been in the freezer, so they were cut and then frozen as they were used, essentially. It's easier doing that than trying to stockpile peel. So drop all of that into the pan and just cover it with some cold water. The recipes will say blanch it 3 or 4 times, refresh and rinse in between. Others say just boil it, so I'm going to go for the just boil version. So this I'm going to put on the hob, bring it up to boil, and boil for about 20-25 minutes until the kind of bitter edge is gone. So I'll come back to you when that's done boiling. Got my syrup and zest up to around about 110, probably more because there was so little syrup left in there that it was pretty much cooking straight on, so it's starting to turn into caramel around the edges. That's a sign that it's gone too hot. But never mind, it'll do. So I'm just going to lay out a bed of sugar. Don't want too much. Now, I've still got these in the sieve, just draining a little. So I'm gonna take a small spoonful and just drop them in the sugar, and just toss them around a little. Separate them because they've over reduced the syrup slightly, so they're a little bit too sticky, but not a big problem. So I'm just going to fold these around till they're coated. Stick in some more. And you can leave them shiny if you want to, but I prefer them sugared, and they don't clump together so much if they're sugared. Okay, I'm not so sure about this angle. Don't think it really works, but oh, well, never mind. Okay, so a biscotti jar is really easy to make. You just layer your ingredients together in a pretty pattern, as pretty a pattern as you can. It tends to be lots of whites and browns, unless you're using different coloured or dried fruit and things like that. They've actually got some colour to them. This one is a Christmas spice, so it's got mixed spice in there. It's got orange peel, natural cranberries, hazelnuts and some almonds on the top just for added flavour. So essentially that is your gift. And unlike the kits, the cooking kits you buy, where you have to add butter and oil and milk, this one you only need to add 1 egg. So this is a perfect non-baker's baking jar, essentially. So just add 1 egg, and it's really simple to do. So take a sieve, you can use a colander, doesn't really matter. Dip everything in. And what you want is all the sugar and flour to come through. And leave behind the dried fruit and nuts. So remember, you've also got your baking powders already in here. So that looks good. So I'll put them to one side. I'm just going to add my 1 egg. You can do this by hand if you want to, but at this stage I don't want to get very eggy. So you just mix in your egg. To begin with, it looks like it's not going to work. Okay, after you've beaten in your egg, you should end up with a very thick and gloopy paste. Like that. So now, add in my nuts. And just kind of stir to combine. And make sure that all the fruit and nuts are coated in the dough. Then a little bit of flour on the surface. Probably a bit too much, but never mind. And just scoop it out onto your surface. I'm going to lift this onto here. Needs to be roughly a foot long, and then gently push it down to a couple of inches across. And then that goes in the oven at 180 Celsius, gas mark 4, and I'll put the equivalents on the blog post. Okay, so that's been baked for 20-25 minutes. Cooked all the way through. Just left it on the rack just to cool down for 10 minutes before I cook it. And I've reduced the oven to gas mark 1, which is about 90 degrees Celsius. Pretty much the lowest setting your oven can get to. So you want a serrated blade. You want to come in at an angle. Don't rush it, just let the knife do the work. I'm going to go about a centimetre or so, maybe half an inch.